they actually just announced, the NFL, that they're doing no more off-site training camps, that everything for training camps will be in-house facilities without any extra members present. So I kind of want to just get, your inside look at that, and, what did they tell you about that situation? And, your kind of thoughts on, do you like it, dislike it?
For me, it doesn't matter. Last year, we held training camp at our facility, so we were local. We did go to Houston, but for us to be practicing at our facility, it's nothing new to us. It's home for us. I think it's better for us to have everything, home base there, so you got the best of everything there. So that's that being said, being on the safe precaution side of things, the way things are going right now, health-wise in the world, and we need to be on the safer side. So I think this is definitely a smart decision.
Right. Now, are you, because there's obviously mixed opinions, right? I was watching actually, Pat McAfee, and they were talking about how some of the players hate the fans, having the fans around at training camp, while, owners, GMs and stuff, they love the fans because it gives them a chance to sell their brand more. Did you like having the fans in that kind of interactive experience during training camp?
Yeah, it's cool. I like having the fans around. They bring energy to training camp. Training camp could get long, and the days get long, and the
Right.
days turn into weeks, and so it's a grind. So sometimes you need that little pick me up. You need the energy, and the fans always bring it. So for me, I've always liked that. I've always thought they brought energy to it, to practice, and it's an exciting time. The start of things, and having fans like we have. I'm sure they're really excited for the beginning of the season. So it always makes it feel like that time of year when you start seeing training camp and fans.
Yeah, exactly. And then, did they add any, because I only get the one side of it, but did they add extra restrictions as far as like, you can't bring your family around, or you can't bring, extra friends around the facilities at this point? Was there any extra
Uh,
precautions?
they haven't announced anything yet. I'm sure there'll be certain guidelines come closer to training camp report
Mhm.
dates.
Right.
But we haven't been told anything. I think right now we'll probably just continue to do the virtual program, our online thing, what I'm saying, and continue to learn that way. And, obviously it's going to be a month by month decision as far as what happens forward, and where we are as far as, the fight against, COVID and
Yeah. And now, so, with your Zoom meetings right now, is that something that you've been able to adjust to while doing at-home workouts, tracking your own calories and, your own dieting?
Yeah, well, the home Zoom meetings are great because like you're in your home setting, you hop on, and it was a little bit of adjustment to begin with, but I think everyone, at least our team, I could say, has bought in, and it does feel like you are in a meeting setting when you are in the Zoom. I think everyone's really that locked into it, and listening, and doing what we got to do. But as far as working on things like that, I was able to get to a gym, so that hasn't stopped me up. I've been able to work out full blown, and get everything I need to do, and eat the way I need to eat, thankfully.
Right. So then, is your home base right now, did you say yours is in Houston?
New York.
Oh, so you're in oh, okay. So then you stayed in New York after. That makes sense. Awesome.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
born and raised in Brooklyn, so New York will always be home base for me.
Yeah. Cool. So then you always go back in your, your off seasons. You have a place there.
Yeah, up in the city.
Okay. Has there ever been a city that, like got you close to staying, there full time?
Houston, I know when I went to Houston, I enjoyed Houston a lot. It was a little bit of adjustment to begin with, but Texas as a state in general is always a good time, and the opportunity there is through the roof. And I
Right.
really enjoyed the people and the friends I made there. And Houston, I just felt like showed so much love. And then
Hmm.
not just because I played for the Texans, but I feel like in general, no matter really who you were, Houston, always welcomed you with open arms, and I really like that.
Right. Did, has the weather ever affected you? Because obviously the differences in weather between a New York versus a Houston, does that play into your, your thought process at all?
Yeah, honestly, when I got down to Houston from New York, I thought I had asthma that first couple of practices. I was so winded, dude. It was like I couldn't believe it. I was struggling for air. I'm looking around, and trainers looking at me. He's like, "It's just the humidity. You're gonna need a couple of weeks to get used to it." And
Right.
sure enough, in a couple of weeks, I was able to. It was normal to me. I was able to practice and adjust in it, and I was fine. But the first couple of days was definitely rough. I didn't expect it to be that much of a kicker. But when you're living down there, the weather was an issue for me because it gets so hot,
Yeah.
and I love being cold.
Yeah.
But for me, it was okay. Like as long as I have a working AC, I'll survive the summer. Really, that's
Yeah.
what I did at the time. to outside, and then pretty much hibernate the rest of the day inside in the cold.
Right. Yeah, I know. So being from, Calgary in Canada where I am, I'm a cold weather guy, and I'm not saying that all of us, Canadians are, but I'm definitely an testament to it where I would much rather it be like 15 Celsius, 10 Celsius every day, kind of cloudy or something, than I just don't function well in, the 25, 30 Celsius, that's like, the 90 Fahrenheit and stuff. It doesn't work well with me.